Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are looking at the sixth question of the Prashnopanishad, and here, let me go back to that question. Then the sixth question is asked by Sukesha, the student called Sukesha, the seeker, and he asked the Pippala, the Rishi, and what does he ask the sixth question? In the sixth question, where should we search for the Satpurusha, the truth, that supreme person? Where should we look for him? And the student, the sixth question, after having heard the five questions and answers, he is impatient and he wants to know where this truth is, but where should he see Paramatma? And thus, sixth question begins in the Prashnopanishad, and where we should investigate this supreme person or the Satpurusha. To know this, the seekers have to, here it is told, have to put some special efforts. And now the student tells a story, and remember, if you remember good, otherwise in short, there was the student is telling the story to the teacher, Pippaladrishi. O teacher, there was a king by the name of Hiranyanabh of Koshala, and was Kshatriya. And he came to me and asked a question. The 16 kalas or avayava or facets are superimposed on the substratum, just like there are different facets of the diamond. To that person, O Bhardwaj, to that Rajputra I said, I don't know what you are asking. And when I said like this, he did not believe that I was ignorant. Then, to make him believe that I really didn't know, I said, if having been asked a question by such a good disciple, inquiring like you, why wouldn't I tell? Although I said like this, he still didn't believe me. See? To make him believe, once again I said to him, the Sukesha is saying, that once again I said to him, a person along with a root, he is something, but presenting himself as something else, he will be a hypocrite. So I am not a hypocrite. To him, for this life and other lives, the knowledge of reality is dried up. For whom? For the hypocrite who tells lies, who makes an act of knowing but actually doesn't know. And he can never ever know the truth. If someone knows the truth, it should be given to a deserving student, immaterial of any criteria. When I said like this, Sukesha is saying that to the king. When I said like this, he said, yes, yes. And I believe you. So the king, Hiranyanap, said, yes, I believe you. And he felt embarrassed, thinking, why did he have to make a teacher to justify himself? You see, we must never make a teacher to justify himself. And then he came, he came and went away. Now the nyay or the conclusion is, if there is a sincere student, the knowledge must be given to him and not withheld. That is the nyay, that is the logic. Now this Purusha, so this Sukesha is asking because he really did not know, and the king had come with so much faith, with and a yearning to know, and Sukesha could not answer the question that he had asked, and therefore now he is asking the question to Pippalad, that now this Purusha, and who is he? This question is like a thorn in my heart. Please sort this out for me. And in this way, in the second verse, the teacher, Pippalad, the teacher, he said that that from that one reality, from one place to another, he is situated in our own. Don't look for him anywhere else. He is situated in your own heart, and he is Angushta Matra. And from this Purusha alone, these 16 kalas, Shodasha means 16, 16 spokes, so to speak, have come out, are born, and thus Purusha is indicated by the Shodasha Kala Purusha. And the first there is superimposition, and then there is desuperimposition. So reality is without kalas. So water is without waves. Whether there is wave or no wave, whether there is ocean or no ocean, water does not get affected. So what is its vibhuti? What is its kala? The various rivers are its kala. The various waves are its kala. Can the waves and the ocean appear in their variety without the water, the substratum? No. They are dependent. Can the reality, the substratum called the water, exist without the ocean and the waves? Yes. So it's not affected. Similarly, this Supreme Person, all the kalas come out of him. First are superimposed. Actually, you are seeing water, but you're calling it wave and ocean. Similarly, you're seeing everything is, there is only one reality, but you are calling it with different names, the various kalas. First, we are told our experience is not the reality and proved as they are in reference to various conditionings. So we negate the jiva bhava. See, first we have to negate the body identification. First we have to negate the world. Then we have to negate, when we have virakti from the world, from the guida kachara and the sukha kachara, then we come to the body. Then we have to withdraw from the body. And once we have withdrawn from the body, the next frontier to be withdrawn is withdraw from the jiva bhava. And in this way, and when the jiva bhava is removed or surrendered, or it merges back into its source, because it has got nothing to hold on to, the reality reveals itself. And the creation, karma, prarabdha, swarga, etc. is not told to prove that they exist, but to prove that reality is not other than the one, but it is my own essential nature. We have to, every Upanishad keeps insisting this, but हम भी पक्के खिलाड़ी हैं, we will not accept it so easily. Hmm? And in this way, when the student uh, exposes himself to Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, he experiences Purusha inside the body, but from Purusha point of view, there is no in or out, there is no body, there is no manifestation or unmanifestation from the Purusha, Supreme Purusha point of view. And for example, we we call it a pot space, but from the space or room space, but from our understanding we say it that way. But actually, pot and room are in the space, and space is not in the pot or the room. So it's important that we recognize reality as our own essential self, and it should not be wrongly understood that in the body the Atma is, just like in the room the space is, in the pot the space is. No, the pot is in the space, the room is in the space, and we have to reverse our thinking. And in this way, I think we did the third verse also. So here it says, now let me just check what the verse is. बाप रे, ये लंबा वाला था. स ईशांश्चक्रे कस्मिन्नहम् उत्क्रांतो भविष्यामि, कस्मिन् वा प्रतिष्ठिते प्रतिष्ठास्यामि इति. And in this way, let me come back. The whole discussion was put there. We are not going to go through the discussion all over again, but we will just see what the gist of it is, and what it says is that that when the world is to be told and say these 16 kalas came out of the Purusha means the Supreme Person, did they come out by themselves, or did someone take them out of the Purusha? These are the two options that we get. The Purusha started imagining that or thinking or superimposing as to how can I create the world. Then the one who can think is conscious. एक मिनट जरा. The one who can think is conscious, and he can catch hold of it, and thus reach the reality. Without being conscious, you cannot think. And the difference between the Jiva and the Ishvara is, Jiva has the Antakaran, and the Ishvara has got no Antakaran. And what is the sequence of the creation of the world? Here it was told that the Ishvara started thinking, who is that special doer in the body who, when discarded, I will also leave the body, and when he accepts a body, I will also accept the body along with him. The jiva concept is like the magnetic power in a soft iron, and uh, 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 and the iron fillings. When there is no power, uh, the filings also are discarded. But when there is power in the magnet, magnetic power is invoked, all the filings come and stick together. Jiva bhav is alone holding the matter together. Jiva bhav is alone holding the matter together. Now here, who is that? What is that jiva bhava, which because of which the space, air, fire, water, earth, all the various parts of the body, they are kept together? Bring your attention to that. So this jiva bhava alone is holding the matter together, and thus the kartrutva abhimani, the kartrutva is the doer, abhimani is the one who believes he is the doer. The kartrutva abhimani is not the Paramatma. Paramatma has gotten, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't wish anything, he doesn't desire anything, he doesn't want anything. Iron is the substratum, so is just like, is the water desiring the waves? Is the water having a wish to discard the waves, to absorb the waves, to produce the waves? No. And yet, the phenomena goes on. And that point is being told here, that iron is the substratum with a potentiality to have magnetism. So the moment current is passed through it, the magnetism comes. Same way, reality is the substratum with a potentiality to have the magnetism called a jiva. You can pinpoint it, that magnetic power. Similarly, this jiva is also similar. And another example is the whirlpool in the moving river. There is a general direction of the river, and within that, whirlpools are created who have their own unique direction, and it is a movement within, whirlpool is a movement within the general movement which is called the reverse movement towards the ocean. The reverse movement towards the ocean is to merge in the ocean. And the specific movement called the whirlpool, the bhavar, it is pulling everything inside, deep into nowhere. So this special movement within the general movement is called the jiva. So every whirlpool you can imagine as a individual jiva. When there is a unholy marriage, wedlock between the Purusha and the Prakriti, the child is born, and that child is the Kartrutva Abhimani, the Jiva Bhav. And in this way, you understand. So it is the Supreme Purusha who created the small Purusha called Jiva. How did he create it? Now we are in the fourth verse. This is where we have to start today. Fourth verse. Sa pranam asrujata pranachaddham shraddham kham vayur jyotirapa prithvi indriyam mano annam annadviryam tapo mantraha karma loka lokeshu cha nama cha. Oh, you should be repeating, I forgot. Sapranam asrujata, sapranam asrujata, pranat श्रद्धां प्राणात् श्रद्धां खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथ्वीन्द्रियं पृथिवी इन्द्रियं मनो अन्नम् अन्नाद्वीर्यं मनो अन्नम् अन्नाद्वीर्यं तपो मंत्राः कर्मलोकालोकेषु च नाम च कर्मलोकालोकेषु च नाम च. That Supreme Purusha, he created the pranas, and from the pranas he created Shraddha, then space. We will explain. Shraddha, faith, then space, then air, then tej, that is fire, then jala, that is waters, then prithvi, the earth, and from all this, then the indriyas came about, then the mind came about, and then food also came about, and from the food came the virya, the semen, and from that virya, uh, 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 from the food came the virya, vitality, and then came the tapa, mantra, karma, and he created the various names. And in this way, this is how from one the manyness has come about. Now here he says, Sapurusha ukta prakarene kshitva pranam hiranyagarbhakyam sarva prani karnadharam antaratmanam asrujata srushtavan. He says that Purusha, in the proper manner, just by thinking about it, created the Hiranyagarbha Samashti, and from that the pranas came about, and all the creation that was there in that, we can say it this way, that he thought, what am I doing in this wretched body? Then he created pranas. The first thing he created is Hiranyagarbha, and Hiranyagarbha, and he who is supporting all beings. See, what is Hiranyagarbha? Hiranyagarbha is a state where everything is in its nascent stage. Everything, all possibilities are present, but they have not, all those possibilities have not become separated yet, distinctive yet. Yeah. It can be compared to a seed in the soil, in whom the root, the shoot, the possible leaves, the possible fruits, branches, trunk, everything is there, but nothing has manifested yet. That is Hiranyagarbha. And this Hiranyagarbha is it supports all the beings in unmanifest state. After Hiranyagarbha, the first thing created by him was Shraddha. And what is this Shraddha? Shraddha is Saddhatte iti Shraddha, meaning that which holds or supports the reality, that which cannot, that is called Shraddha. And only by Shraddha our involvement in the world comes, because we have faith in the world, therefore the world continues, the attachment continues, the objective approach continues. We have to have the faith that my essential nature is that of the Supreme Person. Without faith, it will not happen. And those people who keep complaining, keep cribbing, Swamiji, for you it is easy to say, but we have got our responsibilities, we have got this, we have got that. Excuses, only excuses. Because they have the Shraddha in the world. They have Shraddha in their wife, in their children, in their husband, in their parents, in their doing, in achieving. For them, becoming materially successful is a question that I have got faith in Lord, therefore I am successful. So they made Lord into a bargaining act that I will do your bhakti and you keep giving me what I want. This is not what we are talking about here. If you want to know the Supreme Person, we have to have the, 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 the magnanimity to think of the self to the exclusion of everything else. Who is this Purusha? Who is undisturbed? What is this water? Who is undisturbed? In spite of the waves, the ocean, the tides, and so many rivers coming into it. What is that Purusha? In whom all possibilities are there, but it is not disturbed by any of the possibilities, any of the manifestation. This we have to think with faith. Even this idea that I am the body, this attachment, it is out of faith only. I am fat, I am thin, I am man, I am woman, I am intelligent, I am Buddhu. These are my parents. This is my brother. This is my sister. All this is based on faith. There is no hard fact. So only by Shraddha our involvement in the world comes. All relationships, including that I am this gross body, are on the basis of Shraddha, we saw. And thus he gets involved in Yajna Karma. Yajna is a collective endeavor. Yajna just doesn't mean fire and lighting the fire in a Yajna Kund. That is one meaning. Another one is Japa also is a Yajna. Ultimate Yajna is Yajna means the fire has to be burning continuously. Are we interested in the physical fire, or is there a possibility that we can invoke the inner fire? The inner Yajna begins and it destroys all the impurities. And then for the experience of various karma, various instruments are created from the Pancha Mahabhuta. So see, this is happening simultaneously. As at the totality level, as as the five senses are formed, correspondingly at the same time, what is the first one? Space. So sound will be created. Then next is air, touch. Immediately feeling will be created. Some objects, this laptop is made of metal. It is hard, but it is so soft. Then with fire, all the names, all the forms are created. From the water, all the taste is created. And from the earth, the smell is created. So, correspondingly, as the five senses develop, correspondingly, the corresponding world is also created for the entertainment of the five senses, for the engagement of five senses, for the withdrawal of the five senses. You can all put it in one. And from there, and from these Pancha Mahabhutas, and then after that, after having created the Yajna Karma, he created Annam. And Anna means food. Food was created, and from the Anna, the Virya came, the strength, the vitality was created, and that vitality gives the strength. It is the Bala, and one gets, with that vitality, one gets involved in unwanted activities in the world. It is happening. You did not create the body, you did not create the senses, you did not create the jiva, you did not create the involvement and the withdrawal, but it is happening. Now that you have recognized that this that this journey is continuing anyway, see. But where do we get involved with all this vitality? Back into the world. We want to do something, we want to achieve something, we want to discard something. Many places you find this, in many houses you find this. When the yearly rubbish collection comes, one person in the family takes out every garbage, unwanted thing, and puts it out on the nature strip. And out of courtesy, he says, I kept it out, but see, if it is something important, then you bring it back in. 80% of the material that he had put outside comes back in. Why? Attachment. See? And from the food, once from the Panch Mahabhutas, the Anna was created. Anna means food. So if the eyes are created, what is the food for the eyes? Color and form. What is the food for the ears? Sound. What is the food for nose? Smell. And what is the food for tongue? Taste. And as we take in the data from outside, we get attached to it. But here what is they are saying? Anna, from the food, virya is created, vitality is created, and uh, uh, and uh, and with the strength, one gets involved in unwanted activities. Faith in unwanted activities. And very laughingly, jokingly in a party, they'll say, oh, but Kali Yuga, he is the ruling planet of for the next so many hundreds of years. Oh my God, really? Oh, ठीक है. So vitality is created, and then the Ishvara, he created tapa. And why do we do tapa? To purify ourselves. And in this way, not to gain siddhis, not to heal the world. The journey is by the one, for the one, in the one, to be the one. We are not here to evaluate others. We are not here to judge others. We are not here to command others. Let it all happen seamlessly, naturally, effortlessly. And as one gets strong, he gets involved. One gets involved. That small kid now has become grown up, and now because he's stronger than his father, he like Kans Mama with his father Ugrasen. So he gets involved in unwanted activities, and thus the Lord next created tapas to purify. So, what is the one tapasya is light a Agni Kund, invoke the fire, put the vibhuti, this, that, everything in that, and chant the mantras and feel fulfilled. But what will be the greater tapasya? Ahamapetakam, the destruction of the I. So we have to, okay, oh my God, so much, how will I do it? It can happen any moment. You have to be available, but you are available to the doubts. You are not available to the possibilities. That's where we go wrong. Sometimes it's out of arrogant success, like Arjuna had the arrogance of never losing a war. So arrogance has come, but Bhagwan Krishna is Bhagwan Krishna ji. He'll put sight to everyone. Everyone is put in their place. Thus, all the 16 kalas are born from the avidya. From avidya means all the kalas are born from the prakriti, from the nature, from the maya, from the avidya, incomplete knowledge. And thus, all these 16 kalas are born from uh, avidya, from incomplete knowledge. Atah प्राणाच्छाद्रा श्रद्धाम सर्व प्राणिनाम शुभ कर्म प्रवृत्ति हेतु भृताम ततः कर्म फलोपभोग साधनादि इष्टानानि कारणभूतानि महाभूतान्य भूतानि असृजत. And so thus he created the Mahabhut Srishti, and out of that the Anna, and then he created Indriya, the Anna, then the Shraddha, and then to withdraw from all this that he has created, he created tapas, etc., yagya karma, etc., and thus kham shabda gunam vayu svena sparshena karana gunena cha vishishtam dvigunam. So I have already told you the sequence. Again, first he created the Shabda Guna Vishishta, that is the Akash, then Nija Guna, and then the Shabda Guna, he created the Vayu, which has got two qualities. And what are the two qualities? One quality is his own, and the first quality is from the Havan, from the what am I saying? He created the Vayu. Vayu has its own quality of sparsha, touch, and because he has come out of the space, so the space also quality also is expressed in the Vayu, the air. And what is that? The sound as well as the touch. This is the quality of the space. Then from the two, the space and the air, the third is created, the fire. The fire has the quality of the space called sound. It has the quality of the air called touch, and it has its own quality, and that its own quality is illumination, or you can say it is it is the form, not the name, color and form. It illuminates. So now suddenly a few more qualities are added. Then from all these three, the next that was created, that manifested, was the waters. Waters have all the other qualities. They have the quality of the space, it gives accommodation. It has the quality of the vayu, you can touch the water, you can feel the water, and it has the quality of the from the what do you call, fire also. And what is the quality? The brightness, or in other words, the form. Space has got no form, air has got no form, fire has got a form. When we do the Havan Agni, invoke the Havan Agni, Sapta Jivha, the tongue with the seven tongue, the flame with the seven tongues is the most auspicious. And in this way, and the last one is the earth. Earth borrows all the qualities from the previous four, and it has its own quality, and that is the smell. And in this way, the whole world of five sensory perceptions was created, and to act as a offering, we should say that way, as an offering to the Havan Kundas of these eyes, the ears. It's a Havan Kunda where the sounds go in. This is the Havan Kunda where the smell goes in. These are the Havan Kundas where the color and form goes in. This is the Havan Kunda where the taste comes from, or taste is goes in. And in this way, तथा ज्योतिः स्वेन रूपेण पूर्वाभ्याम च विशिष्ट त्रिगुणम शब्द स्पर्शाभ्याम. I have already explained all this just now. तथापः रसेन गुणेन साधारणेन पूर्वगुणानुप्रवेशेन च चतुर्गुणाः. So all the four qualities are in the earth. तथा गंधगुणेन पूर्वगुणानुप्रवेशेन च पंचगुणा पृथ्वी. That it's talking about the that Prithvi, it borrows the four qualities of the previous elements and as its own quality called the smell. And in this way, tatha tairev bhutairarabdham bhutaihi arabdham indriyam dviprakaram buddhyartham kamartham cha dasha sankhyankam tasya cha ishwaramantahstham sarva sanshaya sankalpa lakshanam manaha. And in this way, both Gyan and Karma, they begin only from these Pancha Mahabhutas, and then created this body with the Indriyas and everything, and in this body the Antakaran was created, which is the mind. And in this way, everything that is created is not for the sake of creation, but it is for the sake of the Purusha, the person within, the substratum within, or the person within. Thus, all the kalas are born from avidya, from incomplete knowledge. And what is that incomplete knowledge? Instead of contemplating, instead of thinking about the Supreme Person, we are lost in the periphery. And what is that periphery? That periphery is the world. We are lost at the sensory level, interacting in the world. Then what should we do? We should be like a surfer. Initial stage. What is that initial stage? Surf over the ups and downs of life. Don't get affected by the ups and downs of life. Then you will be able to withdraw your five senses from the engagement in the world. Then we will think about. But here, the the the, that because we are not accepting ourselves to be the supreme person, therefore the 16 kalas appear, and just as when just like when we, here it is told, एवं प्राणिनां कार्यं करणं च सृष्ट्वा तत् स्थित्यर्थं व्रीहीयवादी लक्षणम् अन्नं तत् ततः च अन्नाद् यदि मानाद् वीर्यं सामर्थ्यं बलं सर्वकर्म प्रवृत्ति साधनं तद् वीर्यवदां च प्राणिनां तपः विशुद्धि साधनं संकीर्यमाणानां मंत्रास्तपो तपः विशुद्ध अंतर बहि करणेभ्यः कर्म साधन भूत अरुग्यजु सामाथर्वांगी रसः ततः. And then he says, just let me read one more. Tataha lokaha karmanam phalam teshu cha srushtanam praninam dhama cha deva datto yajna datta ityadi. And in this way, after having created the objects and having created the indriyas, the sense organs, he created the food, and when the food is eaten, and then immediately there is a involvement in karma, and all the vitality, energy is used in procuring what the senses are seeing and getting involved with or getting engaged in. And then when they get engaged with something, then if I get engaged with food, then I become strength, because vitality and energy increases, bala comes. And this way, if he created the strength, and in this way, thereafter allowing himself to be involved in Varna Sankara, in all those beings who are throbbing with vitality, so that they can come to know. See, a person who is not having the inner strength, a person who is not having the bala, the atma bala, such a person cannot do the sadhana. He cannot do the tapasya. Tapasya is not for the faint-hearted. And thus, for such people who have conserved their vitality, increased their bala, now they use that bala to do the tapa, and thus and why do you do tapas? Here it says, by doing tapas they become Vishuddhi sadhanam sankiryamananam. Vishuddhi sadhanam. You do tapasya to purify. You do tapasya of Ekadashi, you do a tapasya of Navratri, not eat, not drink, only water, only nirjala vrata. There are many types of tapasyas. You decide. Ultimate tapasya is what? Dissolve the I. And therefore, so that they can continue their sadhana by doing tapasya, he created Rug, Yaju, Sam, and Atharvangi Rasa. He created all the mantras of the four Vedas, and and thereafter he created the Agnihotradi karma, and after that, and as a result of because when you do karma, see how the whole fall is coming, and then it is getting connected back. And then when you do karma, there has to be karma phala. Then for that result, he created the various lokas. How many? 7 above and 7 below. So total 14 lokas he created. And then Teshu cha srishtanam praninam nama cha deva datto yajna datta ityadi. And then who is that person who is the Adhishthan Devata of each loka, and what is the speciality, etc. He gave them various names. Somewhere it is Devadatta, somewhere it is Indra, somewhere it is someone. They are the Adhishthan Devata. Eva metaha kalaha praninam avidyadi बीजापेक्षया सृष्टाः तैमिरी कद दृष्टि सृष्टा इव चंद्रम अशकम अक्षिकाद्याः स्वप्न दृक् सृष्टा इव च सर्व पदार्थाः पुनस्तस्मिन्नेव पुरुषे प्रलीयन्ते हित्वा नाम रूपादि विभागम. And in this way, he created the lower beings like Dvichandra, like the mosquito, like the flies, etc. And also he created the all the things that are experienced by the dreamer in the dream. Fantastic combinations. All of them are the result of the avidya, etc. And all these come under all the name and form of the kalas. They come under the heading of under the 16 kalas. And eventually the jiva, he discards, he dissolves, he investigates, and comes back to the unchanging principle, from whom these 16 kalas, meaning all what we have just now explained, from the space, the air came from the space and air, the fire came, etc. All this, the whole creation came about. And eventually, when he sees that he doesn't want to get involved in, and for such a person who is now involved in the world, now there must be a way back, and the karma can be to achieve something in the world, or the karma can be done to achieve something to purify. So that path he created for them through the scriptures, and eventually all these variety, kalas is nothing but variety. He discards all the variety and eventually merges back into the Supreme Person. And in this way, all the kalas that come out, they go back to the Supreme Purusha. Now the question is, how they go back to the Purusha is said. This is the 5th verse. In the 5th verse it said, repeat kar lo. स यथेमा नद्यः स्यन्दमानाः स यथेमा नद्यः स्यन्दमानाः समुद्रायणाः समुद्रायणाः समुद्रं प्राप्यास्तं गच्छन्ति समुद्रं प्राप्यास्तं गच्छन्ति भिद्येते तासां नाम रूपे समुद्र इति एवं भिद्येते तासां नाम रूपे समुद्र इति एवं प्रोच्यते एवमेवास्य परिद्रष्टुरिमाः एवमेवास्य परिद्रष्टुरिमाः पुरुषायणाः षोडशकलाः पुरुषायणाः पुरुषं प्राप्स्यस्तं गच्छन्ति भिद्येते चासां नाम रूपे पुरुष इति एवं भिद्येते नासां नाम रूपे पुरुषम् इति एवं प्रोच्यते स एषः अकलः अमृतः भवति तदेषः श्लोकः एषः अकलः अमृतो भवति तदेषः श्लोकः. So here it is told, just like those flowing rivers whose Atma is ocean, as they are born from the ocean and they go back to the ocean. When they reach ocean, they discard name and form, and on reaching ocean, they are called ocean and not as separate rivers. According to this example, in the same way, from Hiranyagarbha to various bodies are just rivers or running here and there, but eventually they go back to the self with all their conditionings. Thus all differentiation disappears. Once the waves go back to the waters, once the river goes back to the ocean, till it has not reached the ocean, it has got some identity, it has got individuality. But once it reaches the ocean, no individuality appears. All kalas go back to the Purusha. So here it is told, Sadrishtantaha yatha loka imanadya sendamanaha sravantyah samudrayanaha samudrayanam gatihi आत्मभावो वासां तां समुद्रायणाः समुद्रं प्राप्योपगम्यास्तं नाम रूप तिरस्कारं गच्छन्ति. So they give up their name and form. The river gives up its name and form and merges back into its source, its Atma, the ocean or the waters. Tasam चास्तं गतानां भिद्येते विनश्यतो नाम रूपे गंगा यमुने इत्यादि लक्षणे. So just like the various rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, they have a name, they have a form. All these names and forms are destroyed in toto, and there is till they are separate from the ocean, there is individuality. You can see them separately. There is differences between them. One is different color, the Yamuna ji is different color, but once they merge into the ocean, their cause, then they are called as Samudra, they are called as ocean, and they are not called by their individual names. Evam yathayam drishtantah उक्तलक्षणस्य प्रकृतस्यास्य पुरुषस्य परिद्रष्टुः परिसमन्तात् द्रष्टुदर्शनस्य कर्तुः स्वरूपभूतस्य यथार्कः स्वात्मप्रकाशस्य कर्ता सर्वतः तद्वदिमाः षोडशकलाः प्राणाद्याः उक्ताः कलाः पुरुषायणा नदीनामेव समुद्रः पुरुषः अयनमात्मभावगमनं यासां कलानां ताः पुरुषायणाः पुरुषं प्राप्य पुरुषात्म भावमुपगम्य यथैवास्तं गच्छन्ति. Then it says, similarly, according to this, in short, I'll tell you what it says, that all these kalas go back to the Purusha, and so the river as water is reality, and water as river is a superimposition. There is when you touch the river, you are touching water alone, and in this way, all differentiation disappears once the merging takes place. And similarly, the seer and the seen, the knower and the known, the experiencer and the experienced, all this, all the triputis, all the wakers and the waking world, dreamer and the dream world, sleeper and the sleep absence, everything goes and merges back. Eventually, the Shodasha Kala, the 16 Kalas can be divided into three. One is the Swapna Purusha, Jagrat Purusha, and the Nidra Purusha. I think that comes somewhere. It may come afterwards. And भिद्येते चासां नाम रूपे कलानां प्राणादाख्या रूपं च यथा स्वं भेदे च नाम रूपयोर्यदनष्टं तत्त्वं पुरुष इति एवं प्रोच्यते ब्रह्मविद्भिः. And also all the pranis, all the individuals, all the kalas, we should say, are not individual, all the kalas, they give up their individuality. And what is that individuality which is creating the differences? It is on account of the name and form. It is account of their speciality, specificity. They give up all the various forms, and eventually, when all the name and form is destroyed, or one rises above all the names and forms, that who does not get destroyed even after all the names and forms are destroyed, that is the reality, and that reality is called as the Purusha. So in other words, Purusha is the indestructible principle. It is the permanent principle. It is not told what Purusha is. It is told, if you remove all the name and form, if you remove all the specificity, if you remove all individuality, if you remove all the differences, then what is left behind is the Purusha. See, this is the language of our scriptures. Ya evam विद्वान् गुरुणा प्रदर्शित कला प्रलय मार्गः स एष विद्या प्रविलापिता स्वविद्या काम कर्म जनितासु प्राणादि कला स्वकलः अविद्याकृत कला निमित्तो हि मृत्युः तदपगमे अकलत्वात् एवामृतो भवति तदेतस्मिन् अर्थम् एष श्लोकः. And in this way, that student to whom the Guru has shown the path of dissolving the various kalas, such a person alone can come to know the Purusha Tattva. So going to a teacher is very important. So as a result of that knowledge, what is this seeker able to do? He is able to uh, uh, sa esha vidyaya, with that knowledge, pravilapita avidya kama karma. These are the three. How does ignorance express? Avidya kama karma. Ignorance, desire, which leads to desire. Ignorance of that Satpurush, ignorance of that Supreme Person leads to ignorance. When we do not know, when we have forgotten who we essentially are, then we start going outwards. And how do we go outwards? First is forgetfulness, avidya. Then desires are created because senses are interacting with the world. That is the food that is coming. All the energy, vitality is used to get interacted with the world. Kama. When the desire is created in the mind to do something, want something, experience something, then activity begins, karma. And when we dissolve all this, dissolve this avidya kama karma by being fixated, by being contemplative about the Purusha Tattva, that Purusha, that person who is the seeker, that person becomes free of all kalas, becomes free of all differences, becomes free of all names and forms. Then he is free of the waker, dreamer, and sleeper. Then he is free of the triputis. And therefore, such a person, and here it is told further, avidya krita kala nimitto hi mrityuhu tadapagame kalatva devamrito bhavati. And because involvement in the kalas, accepting yourself with form, accepting yourself with that you are a person with attributes, that you are a person who was born, who's going to die, who has been growing. You have a particular form, you have got certain qualities, you have got all these. When we are attached to all these various specificities, it leads to death. In fact, it is death. But when we dissolve all these specificities, then it leads to amritatvam, it leads to immortality. And in this way, but all this knowledge has to be given by a teacher, not to be read. Ara ivarathanabhau, ara ivarathanabhau, kala yasmin pratisthitaha, kala yasmin pratisthitaha, tam vedyam purusham veda yatha, tam vedyam purusham veda yatha mavo, tam vedyam purusham veda yatha mavo, mrityu parivyatha iti, mrityu parivyatha iti. Now, in the 6th verse, just as ara means spokes, the spokes in the cycle wheel, all of them are centered in the hub. Similarly, these spokes, like all spokes are merged in the hub, same way all kalas are supported or surrendered in the Purusha. And that Purusha I am in essence. And they are all in relation and not independent of each other. All kalas are dependent on each other. all organs of your body are dependent on each other. All the five senses are dependent on each other. Your tongue and your teeth are dependent on each other. Can't exist independently. So just as the spokes are valuable only when they are uh, surrendered to the hub, the in the wheel, the center of the wheel, that is the hub where all the spokes come and rest. They come from the outside of the wheel and they come and connect to the hub. When they are surrendered to the hub, if the hub is not there and the spokes are just left, what is their use? What is their need? The wheel will not be a wheel then. So, what is the learning here? That when all the spokes are surrendered to the hub, only then they are useful, they are valuable. Similarly, when all the kalas, all the names and forms, all the lokas, all the panchamahabhutas, they are valuable only when they are surrendered in the Purusha principle. But what we do, we give importance to each specificity. Each spoke is a specific, has its independent existence. This table is not the fan is not the cloth is not the drawer is not the shelf, the shelf is not the lamp. Each one is having independent. And we get lost in that. So we have to develop an eye, and the eye of seeing that all these variety that is there, it is surrendered in the hub. And that hub is what? The Purusha principle. Where is the Purusha principle? Here and now. It's not out there. It's not separate to not only the various objects in the outside world, the various limbs, the breaths, the various senses. Why stop? The various thoughts, the various triputis. Everything is centered in the hub, in the Purusha principle. When looked at in this way, here it says, so what we just explained to you, that is given in the Bhashya here, it's a short one. अरा रथचक्र परिवारा इव रथनाभौ रथचक्रस्य नाभौ यथा प्रवेशितास् तद आश्रया भवन्ति यथा तथा एत इति अर्थः। कलाः प्राणाद्याः यस्मिन् पुरुषे प्रतिष्ठिता उत्पत्ति स्थिति लय कालेषु पुरुषं कलानां आत्मभूतं वेदनीयं पूर्णत्वात् पुरी शयनाद्वा पुरुषं पुरी शयनाद्वा वेदजानीयात् यथा हे शिष्या मा वो युष्मान् मृत्युः परिव्यथा मा परिव्यथयतु न चेद विज्ञायेत येत पुरुषः मृत्युनिमित्तां व्यथामापन्ना दुखिनः य एवं यूयं स्थ। क्या है, अतस्तन्मा भूद युष्माकम इति अभिप्रायः. So here he is saying that कहाँ गया? That all the so we have to recognize that all these three kalas are at the three levels. What is that? Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya. That was what was told here. Huh? Kalaha pranadyaha yasmin purushe pratisthita utpatti sthiti laya kaleshu. पुरुषम कलानाम अमृत कलानाम आत्मभूतम वेद्यम वेदनीयम पूर्णत्वात्. So here it is told that utpatti sthiti lay, sthiti and lay, that means creation, maintenance and destruction. क्या लिखा है? In that Purusha where the kalas go through creation, maintenance and destruction, those kalas, that wise person, he knows the reality of the kalas. Again, what did we say kalas was? Name and form, specificity, attributes, variety, all that is kala. So that wise person, that Atma Bhutam, Vedyam Vedaniyam, he who knows this, that all the kalas are centered in the hub called the Purusha, such a person is worthy of respect. Such a person is Purnatvat, Purusham Purishayanadva Veda Janiyat. And such a person is, in spite of the body, in spite of this body city, even though he is being called as the Purusha, or he is called as an individual because he is living in this body, he is sleeping in this body. But the wise person, he knows this. And then here it says, Yatha he shishya ma vo yushman mrityuhu parivyatha ma parivyathayatu. Come to know this Purusha, O my students, and may the death never disturb you from any side. If you have come to know that Purusha, then you will be free from the fear of death and you will never be miserable in your life. Therefore, may you never be miserable in your life. This is the ultimate teaching of the teacher to the students, and the ashirvad and the blessings that he is giving to the students. Then this is the conclusion, the what you call the presi. So in the 7th verse, Tan hovacha aita tan hovachaitavadevaha metat param brahma veda. Tan hovachaitavadevaham etat param brahma veda. Natah paramastiti. Then that Pippalad Muni, he spoke to the students. This Brahma, this Parabrahma, I only know this much about it. Apart from this, there is nothing to be known. There is nothing to be known. Tanevam anushishya shishyanstan hovacha pippaladah kilaitavadev vedyam param brahma veda vijanami aham etat. He says, or to those students who to those students in this manner. Pipalad Muni gave them the knowledge, imparted the knowledge, and he said that that knowable, that supreme knowable, that worthy of knowing, Parabrahma, I only know this much about it. Apart from knowing this Supreme Purusha, there is nothing else to be known. In this manner, so here he says, na ataha asmat parimasti prakrishtaram veditavyam iti eva muktavat शिष्याणाम अविदित शेषाः विदित शेषास्तित्वा शंका निवृत्तये कृतार्थ बुद्धि जननार्थम च. So he says that there is nothing more to be known about this supreme person, and this is how much I know. And then he says, he must be saying this because so the students don't have this doubt in the mind that there is something more to be known. If we leave it loose-ended, then what else? What more can we come to know? Where did this Purusha come from, blah, etc. Hundreds of questions will come because we are not learned to subjectify what is being told. We are objectively studying. So students may not make the mistake of objectifying the Supreme Purusha. They have to accept the Supreme Purusha as their essential nature. That is the substratum. And therefore he says that now there is nothing, so that students don't have a doubt that there is something more to be studied, there is something more to be known. To remove this doubt, he said what he said before, and therefore also to so they withdraw from doubts, they withdraw from questioning, their mind withdraws from questioning, and also the mind becomes very, very grateful. Kritata buddhi. Here it says, Shanka nivrittaye. Nivritti is withdrawal of all doubts. And kritartha buddhi. Kritartha buddhi is intellect which is full of gratitude. So such an intellect has to be cultivated, prepared only by this approach of gratefulness. Sage Pipalad must have said that to them, and in this way that there is nothing more worthy of knowing about the Supreme Purusha. There is nothing more to be known. This thought should not come in our mind. This thought should not come in the mind of the student. Instead, whatever was to be studied has been studied. It's complete. Upanishad is coming to the conclusion now. So whatever has been studied is complete. Every class is complete, so for that matter. Every satsang is complete. Whatever was to be studied has been studied. And kritartha buddhi, thus there is fulfillment in the student. He's fulfilled, he's full. because all doubts have been withdrawn, have been dissolved. Dukkha nivritti, nirankusha trupti. Withdrawal of misery on one side and fullness of contentment in the bosom. This should be our goal at this moment. Eighth verse, I think that's the last one. Yeah, give me, maybe I take 7 more minutes, we'll conclude it. Those students now sing the praise of the teacher. Te tamarchayantastam hi na pita, te tamarchayantastam hi na pita, yosmakam avidyayaha, yosmakam avidyayaha, paramparam tarayasiti, paramparam tarayasiti, nama paramarishibhyo, nama paramarishibhyaha, nama paramarishibhyo, nama paramarishibhyaha. Then all the 6 students, they did the puja of of the teacher, and they said, you are our father, you are our teacher, you are our father, who has helped us to remove the incomplete knowledge or the ignorance, and have taken us to the other side of the shore. Ananta sansara samudratara naukayitabhyam guru bhaktidabhyam. So Guru is that boat which takes you from the banks of ignorance to the other bank of knowledge. And that is what is being told here. And to such you, who is the greatest of the greatest Rishi, our namaskar, our namaskar. Tatahate shishya gurunanushistastam gurum kritarthaha santaha vidya nishkrayam apashyantaha kim krutavanta iti uchyate. And they spoke what? Archayantaha pujayantaha padayoho pushpanjali prakiranena pranipatena cha shirasa kim uchu rityaha tvam hi naha asmakam pita brahma sharirasya vidyaya janayitruttvat nityasya jaramarasya abhayasya yastvameva asmakam avidyaya viparita jnanat janma jara marana roga dukkhadi grahad aparad vidyam ahodadher vidya plavena paramapunaravritti lakshanam mokshakhyam mahodadheriva param tarayasya smanityatah pitrutvam tavasman pratyupapannam itarasmat itaropi hi pita shariramatram janayati tathapi sa prapujayatamaha loke kimu vaktavyam atyantikabhaya dhaturityaभिप्रायः नमः परमऋषिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यो इति द्विर्वचनम आदरार्थम. And in this way the teacher, the students thereafter, those disciples who were instructed by the Pippala, the teacher, those fulfilled students, not ungrateful students. They were subjective, they were listening, they were hanging on to every word of the teacher and applying it on themselves while listening, not only collecting data. Where those fulfilled students were not able to work out how to pay back to the teacher. Uh, uh, to that Guru, they first did puja of the Guru Maharaj, and when we salute the teacher, nothing happens to the teacher, but the student discovers a strong support. See, the teacher is complete, paripurnartham, purnamada. He is complete. He is not whether you do namaskar to him or you don't do namaskar to him. He is not losing anything. He is established in himself. It is the need of the student, and therefore nothing happens to the teacher, but the student discovers a strong support and anchor to come out of the negativity, to depression, by giving respect and reverence to the teacher, to the God, to the scriptures, to your own inner inherent ability that yes, I can do it, I can reach the destination, and that destination is not far, it is here right now. Only when we have such an attitude in our mind towards the God, the scriptures, the Guru, and our own ability, a positive approach, then we will never get into depression. Then we will never become slaves of negativity. Then we will never say, oh, it is difficult. Oh, I don't know if I will be able to do it or not. Yeah, it is all okay when we listen, but after listening, everything goes away. We can't remember anything. You have said it so many times, now you start believing it. No, don't do that. Don't do disservice to yourself. And therefore, by such an attitude, all the problems of life can be converted into challenge, and as long as we have the faith and we have utter surrender to the teacher, to the God, scriptures, etc., we can convert the problems into challenges. The problems will keep coming. Important is, do we succumb to the problem and go into depression and suicide and negativity and become cynical and kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, or we convert them into challenge and make them into a ladder of success. Then they offered themselves fully and completely at the feet of the teacher. Again, only the student is benefited by doing this. Teacher does not get any benefit. Only the student gets benefit because he was the seeker. And what is that? What is the benefit? His ego is dissolved as a result of surrendering at some altar, and he has found that altar in the teacher, because their teacher clearly, succinctly communicated the knowledge of the scriptures. So it is not the teacher's ego which has to be obliterated, Pippaladrishis. No, it is the student's ego which needs to be dissolved. Teacher is already there. That's why we keep saying, when we are speaking to ourselves the first. And in this way, After saluting, what did they say? Eh, You are our Father, as it's because of you we have gone beyond relativity and come to discover our infinite glory. We have transcended the 16 kalas, thus not suffering from gross body, subtle body, etc. And thus this Brahma Sharira you have given us, Brahma Sharira, this universal form, infinite form you have given us because of you, because you have taken us beyond avidya, that is ignorance or incomplete knowledge, that is viparita gyan. Viparit gyan is contrary knowledge. And what is that contrary knowledge? Uh, that which takes us away from our essential nature is the contrary knowledge. When we go after the kalas, it is contrary knowledge. And what is that? Another way of looking at contrary knowledge is we believe we are born and we believe that one day we'll die. This is contrary knowledge. And what is the truth? You are unborn and undying. So your knowledge has taken us beyond the limitations of this sansar, and uh, uh, and from where and we have reached that place, or we have brought us to that place from where there is no coming back. And therefore our real Father only gave us bondage, but you gave us freedom from this bondage, and then therefore we respect you as our Father. So what the So what to talk of the Father who has given us the position of fearlessness? It's just very important. Just now one person is there in Melbourne only. She fell down, and just she was opening the door of her house and she lost balance and she fell down, and navel down she can't feel her legs at all now, 1 month now. But for her, it's a big responsibility. In her mind, she told her husband, you call Swamiji now. If he says everything will be okay, I will be okay. And the husband called. I don't even know. I just went day before yesterday to meet her because I was traveling. What is the go-to place? Where do you go where you have got no questions, where you completely empty yourself? There must be one place. Thus, this salutation is to all the saints and sages that have come into our life, or those who are around in this world, and they have contributed not only to these. Pipalaji has contributed to these 6 students, but all the saints and sages, they have contributed to n number of seekers through various satsangs, and we are able to appreciate that the whole universe is teaching, and they are teaching the whole world, and then the whole universe is our guru. When we become a student of learning, when we develop this vision, when we develop this knack of learning from everything in our life, then we are not stuck with one person. That's one person. Who is that person? Guru Maharaj. Who is Guru Maharaj? He is infinite. You are seeing the kala, you're seeing the form, but what is he saying? When all the kalas are surrendered to the hub, what is the hub? Which does not change. So Guru Maharaj is already there. This is repeated again and twice. Parama Rishibhyo, to show respect and reverence. Thus, salutations to all the saints and sages and to the Guru Shishya Parampara that our Sanatan Dharma propagates. And in this way, we conclude this Prashnopanishad. Iti Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Srimad Govinda Bhagvat Pujya Pada Shishya Srimad Shankara Bhagavataha Krutau Prashnopanishad Bhashye Shashtaha Prashnaha Iti Atharvavediya Prashnopanishad Samapta. Hari Om Tat Sat. With this we conclude our Prashnopanishad, and next class we will just short class, but we'll do a synopsis of the entire 6 questions and do a summary of it, so that it has take in between so many breaks were there, so in one flow you will see the whole thing. And that will happen from Kathmandu, not from Wednesday. Wednesday in Kathmandu. I should be able to do it on Zoom. Either it will be on Zoom or it will be on YouTube. Let's see what works there. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.